Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Show here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things have happened. We had Deku. Deku, he went to Melissa's shield, and he did something quite simple. He staged a mental breakdown and a psychotic episode with Melissa. Melissa right now thinks a few things are happening. Number one, she's confused about a piece of missing time she does have. She thinks that maybe she's zoned out, or maybe she just got too tired that night. Right now, she knows that Azuka Midoriya, he came to her begging in tears, on his hands and knees, for her to save them. Class 1A has almost entirely been destroyed. I mean, UA has shut down because, as far as they're aware, over 15, if not over 20 students have died. Almost a full class of students are either dead, hospitalized, or been turned into unwilling servants. Now, right now, Melissa, she's confused. She read about Renegade, researched him, and looked into him, but now she's dreaming about him. However, that's just a few of the things going on. Right now, we actually do have All Might. All Might has had a bit of a change in his mind, a change in the way he thinks. All Might, over 10 years ago, he had a chance to stop this, prevent this, all for one. He held back. He knows he must have. Subconsciously, he didn't want to kill him. He wanted the man to still try and do good, maybe try and redeem himself, but his own vendetta against the man for killing his mentor. I mean, was his momentary hesitation when he threw that punch, was it what got those children killed? Was it that gave birth to Renegade? That's gotta be it, right? All for One's injuries are too severe, so Renegade is carrying his evil. Renegade is his successor, isn't he? Now, All Might has a few ideas. Right now, All Might, he needs to take a bit of a back seat. Right now, the hero who saves you the smile on his face is going to have to try and hide his face. Now, All Might, he does get the new helmet built. And right now, David's shield, he does try to make sure to make it comfortable. Good. He tries to make sure that All Might, he'll be optimized when he uses it. And right now, we do actually have Deku. Right now, currently, he's out with Ochako. Jiro, she's actually still at the hotel room. Deku, he told her just to try and do something that involves staying inside the hotel. Right now, him and Ochako, they're going to try and have a moment. Now, the two are currently sitting down, and Deku, he does talk about it. As right now, he does go to somewhat poke at his food, before he would go to ask Ochako if she thinks everything going on has been getting bad, or has it been getting better? Now, Ochako, she does go to somewhat stop poking at her food. Her looking up towards Deku, as right now Deku, he does stare at her eyes, and read her mind. Ochako has a few things go through her head. UA is closed down. Okay, so what now? I mean, they'll be housed until what? What point? When does it end? When exactly is all of it going to be over? I mean, her parents have talked about moving, but even then, that is just to keep her alive. She doesn't want to go. She knows UA is safer. Anywhere else out there, and Renegade will find her. I mean, for fuck's sake, what he did to Ayama in his own goddamn home. I mean, she's looked into it a lot. It just scares her. Over 30 people died in that manner. And he was just, he was cut open, just treated like he wasn't human. His parents, they were killed, and a strange picture that was painted. Now, Ochako does have it in her mind, and Deku, he would see the image of it. Toga's hand painting, the one she made directly in Ayama's home. Now, Deku, he actually going to snap Ochako back to reality, as right now she is going to try and at least hide her worries. Now, she would at least express to Deku. Right now, her parents, they're in a tight spot. I mean, she doesn't think that it's the safest option, but they want to try and take her out of school. Put more financial burden, more of a financial burden on themselves and move. Try and sell her father's company and get out of here. I mean, they've talked about moving just anywhere else. America was one spot, but she's not even too sure about it. Now, Deku he would tell her, if she's not so sure about it, then why not try to ask Pony? Hmm? Pony? Right. Forget sometimes that she's an American. Um, I don't know. It's just, if I start talking about it, it becomes real. Yeah, but maybe it's the safest thing to do. I don't know. Her actually staring at Deku, telling him with genuine fear. Would it actually be the best? I mean, what if Renegade shows up at her door? What if he just appears the day they're gonna move? What if that's what he wants her to do? Now, Deku does actually somewhat turn his head. Him asking Ochako, what does she mean that's what he wants her to do? I don't know. It just sounds stupid. Okay, listen. What if he wants me to leave the country, get out of here, but then I go missing? Oh, what then? Um, I don't know. I don't like thinking about that, okay? Listen, they could bring his hand out, telling her. As Rita is going to bring his hand out, she actually just wants to pull her hand away. And Deku, he's caught a little off guard by that. Hmm? Oh, Chaco. No, I'm being serious, Suzuku. Don't try to calm me down. Just let me explain. Okay, okay. I'll listen. Thank you. Okay, a lot of the things that have been happening, don't they start to add together? I'm not following at all. Okay, okay. I've. I don't even know how to explain it. I think Bakugo being kidnapped and him being in a hospital and. Jesus. The USJ. Todoroki being kidnapped and Dabi being his brother. What if this is being staged? Staged? Yeah, yeah. What if Renegade, he's trying to manipulate everybody? Okay, maybe you just need to slow down. No, no, I'm fine. Now, Deku, he actually has got a little bit more serious. Him actually telling Ochako, maybe she needs to calm down. Her looking up towards him, as he does look at her with a serious expression on his face. And she does stare at him. Him bringing his hand out again, telling her, grabbing her hand firmly, she is having a lot of panic right now. Is she okay? No, no. I'm sorry, it's just. I don't know. Izuku, I don't fully just get it anymore. I don't care. All of our friends are dying. I got that. Izuku, do you? I mean, how are you always so calm? You try to calm me down. I mean, everybody just tries their best. We all try our best, don't we? Ignore all our friends have died. Is that what you're just doing that right now? Ochako. Now, they're gonna tell her. Look at him. Her actually staring down with her hands, a bit, well, clammy. Her just opening and closing her hands in a fist, telling Deku, all he's ever really done is try and cheer them all up. How does he do it? How does he deal with the panic? How does he deal with the fear? How does he deal with anything? I mean, she's trying to do her best, but she can barely hold herself together. Right now, Bakugo, he is in a mental hospital. I mean, they saw what happened to him, right? Renegade, he butchered and played surgeon with him. He just, his face, it just, it wasn't right. No. Deku would tell her, him actually looking a bit frightened, that he just, he tries to not think about it. Now, Ochako does actually stare back up towards Deku, her actually seeing the expression he's wearing, as it does actually unnerve her. As she actually is seeing him look scared. Now, Deku would try and tell her. He just hasn't thought about it. He tries not to. He tries to avoid that. He learned about the human mind to understand his powers. And he realized trying to factor in emotion whenever he uses his power, it makes it more difficult. It makes it just go haywire. So he tries to remain neutral to better use his powers. Whenever he goes into a thought, he just has to steady himself out. Always keep himself steady. I mean, he's just sort of used to that, but with all this going on right now, him trying to stay steady, it's difficult. He's not doing good. He's not holding himself together. He feels like he's fucking falling apart. He feels like the entire world is just smashing him in the back of the head. That's what it feels like to him. Him trying to keep his own thoughts in order just so he can use his quirk doesn't make him feel better. He could probably find Renegade using his powers, but he can't. Renegade is using mental warfare on all of them. Her thinking that he's able to stay calm just because he's not scared is wrong. Now, Ochako, it does actually make her a bit unnerved for a second. However, that does turn into a bit more panic. I mean, it shows that Izuku, yes, he is actually terrified of this. And she thought that he was, the best way of saying it, unfazed. But he's not. He's wounded by all of it. He's affected. Now, Ochako does notice how Deku does act, though. He shows his fear, but he's not letting it stop him, not letting it affect him, not letting it pull his thoughts into just oblivion and chaos. He's just looking at it, and he's trying to scare it? No, that's not the right way to say it. He's trying to get on the same level as his fear, letting it know it's there, but it can't scare him. It can't overpower him, because he's already fighting his fear. Now, Deku, he actually is going to stand. Him going to actually walk over, as he will go to put his food into a dumpster. Him telling Ochako, yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna walk over and actually grab onto her hand, telling her that they should go on a ride. They should actually face a little bit of that fear. I mean, hey, turn it into some excitement, right? Now, Ochako actually will go to grab the rest of her food. Her actually going to bite into it before going to turn to Deku and telling him that she was going to bring her hand up. One moment. Now, Deku, he does go to wait. And right after Ochako, she does going to run over and toss away her trash. She will going to come back over to Deku. And right now the two, they do decide that yeah, the fear does exist, but they'll embrace it. Now, Ochako does feel a little bit better. Deku is able to calm her nerves. And right now there actually is over with Melissa's shield. Tonight is going to be the night her father unveils an invention. Her father, he unveils a lot. The gala event. It will do some good. She's got to finish a few things up here though. Otherwise she's going to be late. Now, right now Melissa, she does sit there in her lap before a voice can be heard. Melissa's shield, her actually going to look up. And right now after turning her head, she does see somebody. As there does stand a man. Yes? Hi, I'm park security. Now, the man starts to ask her questions. And Melissa, she actually is caught off guard. She's being asked questions about her father's work. Now, Melissa does try to answer to the best of her abilities. And then there actually is when she was going to turn and go to walk back over to her own invention. Her still talking to the person. As right now there is whenever Melissa, she does start to work on it a bit more. As she actually is going to put down her mask and go to turn on the welder. Her expressing as she just continue talking. She doesn't know much about her father's work. However, she does know that her father, he has done very well. He's been offered a lot of opportunities. His name is very heavily associated with certain products, and even designs and items. So, if that is all, her turning her head, as Jenna she was going to pull up the mask, she just stared directly at the man, and her eyes do go wide, seeing it. As right now there to stand Renegade with her father. Him tied up and bound to a chair. Her jumping up immediately. As right now Deku, he does go to hold up a gun directly towards her. Before he does go to pull the trigger and laugh. Now, Melissa, she does feel the sharp, sudden pain in her chest. And right now she actually will go to fall backwards into the chair before she actually does go to sit up and jump up. Her clicking on the torch, as right now she is going to hear the sound, and then her legs and her body do go smashing into the table. Her looking around before trying to take a breath, trying to understand what the hell is going on. That was real. That was very obviously real. But why the hell is it happening again? Now, Melissa is going to hear the voice. I'm quite happy to see you. Hello? Hi. Good to see you, Melissa. Who are you? Me? Oh, honey, I'm sure you've seen the news. Besides, I'm sure you've felt it. Have we had this conversation before? Why do I feel deja vu? Maybe it is just one thing. Maybe I messed up on my speech, and I wanted to try again. Maybe I found myself a bit bored, a bit uninterested in a few other things, stepping away from certain pawns, or maybe it's just because of who you are, who you're connected to, who I'm connected to. Don't try to play dumb. Now, Melissa will get a look around her lab, and there's nobody here. Where the hell is that voice coming from? Well, Melissa, her turning her head and making direct eye contact with a man. As right now she actually will get someone to stand up and grab one of her tools, holding it out before she has realized something. That that's that's a mirrored wall. Now, Melissa she is standing there frozen. The person's behind her. Now, Melissa she actually is gonna someone spin the chair around. As right now she is gonna fall out of it and see nobody. Before she has get told, the number one hero, her life would have been better if her father never made friends in high places. Now, Melissa, she does lay there for a second. Her still confused. Renegade is coming after her? But no. How would he? He's following All Might. Uncle All Might is in danger. Her jumping up. And right now, going to leave her lab very quickly. Now, Melissa, she does find herself frozen in the hallway. And right now, there is one of her Deku. He does come walking around the corner in some out in a different outfit. Him dressed as Renegade. Now, Melissa is caught off guard, as Deku does tell her whenever he does get to her about what he's going to do. And Melissa she just stand there confused. Wish Deku he would explain. Melissa, she's doing quite a lot. Yes. However, right now he's going to release her from something. And Melissa, she's not sure what he's talking about. However, Deku, he does going to bring his hand up to her head and tell her that right now he'll show her what he does mean. Now, right now, Melissa, she actually does feel her head get a bit fuzzy. And right now there actually is when she does walk around a corner. Deku, Jiro, and Ochako are all standing there. As right now Melissa, she would go to walk over and greet them, talking about how she's very sorry that she's a little late. She had a bit of a trouble with her outfit. Melissa, she actually will go to inform all of them about tonight's event. What is going to be happening and about how, with All Might here, he is going to be introducing all of them. However, All Might also does have a few things to say. Now, Deku he does currently watch, as right now whenever they do all go in, and some of them who are staying down, they do get a watch. All Might he does come walking up. As right now Deku he does stare on. All Might, the number one hero for Japan. The man who always wears a smile. The man who always allows people to see his face. Now, this number one hero, the one who's aspired for so long in his career to be the hero who saves people with a smile, he may have finally decided to change his motto a bit. Right now he does walk on stage wearing a suit. Black. And right now it does have his signature, at least design, but it's in black and white. And right now All Might, he does stand there. Him expressing to everybody. He is happy to announce today a few things. Today, he is officially announcing he is taking this threat very, very serious. Renegade, all for one. The League of Villains. They are under control of All for One. For those not in the know, All for One, he is a villain who can take multiple quirks. Now, people, they are a little shocked by this. as All Might doesn't express to everybody. He did a lot in the past before. He met this villain once and he thought he handled them. He thought he took them down and they were out of the picture. Sadly, that is not the case. Sadly, right now, all for one, he is using Renegade to do his evil. Right now, Renegade is being used by All for One. He wants Renegade to know. Him staring directly at the camera. Right now, he is going to be betrayed by All for One. It's only a matter of time. He thinks that the man, he trusts him, doesn't he? All for One, he is dangerous. Renegade might think himself to be evil, but that means the devil incarnate. Right now, he wants all the villains to know. Him putting the helmet on his head. Right now, he is going to take them down. He will capture them. And, well, if they don't want to come in peacefully, if he does it to try and take them in by force, he won't play nice. These men truly are evil, and some people believe they don't deserve to live. Now, Deku does currently stare at All Might, as right now he does try to get into the number one hero's mind. He doesn't like that helmet. He can't read his face. It's not as fun if he can't see All Might squirm a bit. And right now Deku, he does stare at All Might, annoyed, because of one simple fact. He can't read the man's mind. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.